For Tanya Cope, everybody! Three minutes for a first time is very respectable, sir. I'm just saying. Very respectable. I remember my little brother joined the Navy and lost his virginity late in life, and he called me right after. Why? I don't know, because he's a fucking idiot. And he was like, yeah, it was awesome. We were watching a movie on TV. We started at the commercial, and I finished before the commercial did. Why are you calling me to tell me this? I don't need to know. Hey, I can't. It's a testament to how much I love Tilly that I'm here tonight. Who else is still hungover from last night? Yeah, my business partner is from Alaska. You saw him earlier. I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I used to think he had a drinking problem. I used to think he was a drunk. And then I went to Alaska. No, he barely drinks compared to other Alaskans. These people are fucking crazy. We were rolling around. It was like after bar close on a Tuesday. The guy is drinking tequila back to his vodka. And I was like, oh, you got tomorrow off? And he's like, no, I'm gonna do a charter boat at 8 o'clock. Woo! I don't know what they're drinking for, but allegedly it's they're drinking to win. Did we win last night? We did not win last night. I drank so much I went emo. I was just like, I'm sitting crying for no reason. What are you crying about? I don't know. Well, stop. I didn't. Fucking, it's great being old and normal. I love it. I got some new stuff I'm going to try out. She was talking about, Tilly was talking about having a baby boy. Like, it doesn't, women understand pretty early on that men are pretty different than we are, but nothing snaps it more into focus than making a male. Nothing changes you more than having a boy child. And I had a girlfriend, I felt so sorry for her. Her father died when she was 2 years old. There was no other children. And her very first boyfriend, very first time, knocked her up and then he left. She had a boy. She knew nothing about this shit. And he was about 2, and she called me one day and she was like, how do you make him stop touching it? I was like, you have to kill him, I'm telling you right now. Because I worked at a nursing home and I saw a 104-year-old man just wringing it. It wasn't even getting vaguely hard. It was just like he was wringing a wet towel, just laughing. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until they're dead. And that's the only answer to the question. I didn't know what to tell her. She just had to figure it out. So, I've done some traveling, and I doing traveling makes you realize that Americans are kind of weird. Europe has an entirely different relationship with boobs. In most of America, it is illegal for women to be topless in public. In most of Europe, nobody cares. And I was with this tour group that included a bunch of good, sweet little Idaho Mormon boys. Now, the public beaches in the south of France, these girls are wearing these G-strings that barely covered their little fucking fun button. And these boys are like aggressively trying not to look at the women's breasts. Because that's sin, enjoying the boob. And this German guy that was with our group just lost his shit. And it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. He was just like, this joke is better, I gotta work on my German accent, but here we go, we'll try. What is wrong with you? You don't look at the boobies. Breasts are beautiful. God made them that way. They are not genitalia, you fool. When you go to the farmland, do they have to cover the cow's udders to keep you from touching your pee-pee? You're feeding a baby, you idiot! It is not a vagina. This is the most beautiful. I love it. I'm so aggressive. So aggressive and so factual. That was the best part. Speaking of boobies, I was hanging with a homie. He was old. He's my age, single as well, and he was like, I am so tired of dating these old grannies with their pancake titties. First of all, that's age appropriate. Second of all, I used to be 310 pounds, and I have aggressively breastfed 2 children. I wish I had pancake titties. At this point, my boobs are more like a non-Newtonian fluid. If there's not aggressive pressure on them, I have to sleep with a sports bra on. Because if I don't, I'll wake up with a titty wrapped all the way around my body, nipple up in my asshole. Bitch, what are you doing while I'm trying to sleep? And then all this summer, some of my young friends, like, no bra was a big fashion statement this summer. She's like, you should go out without a bra. Out in public without a bra, I'm not even caring about how it would look. I would just, my titty would just take off and wander off. Start looking like on a kayak. A lot of women my age lose a titty to cancer. I would lose mine to curiosity. It's like, I'm tired of this bitch. We're getting the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Just take it out. You know? And there is a very... Tilly, I love you. There's a very famous middle-aged, well, at the time it was a middle-aged male comedian, that does a joke about how men love all titties. Even the long ones. And he's like, when you're done, just roll them up. And he goes like this. I see a young little sister. And don't take your tit rolling advice from a middle-aged man. That's all I'm going to say. When you get to the long titty portion of the program, you got to work on that underhand roll, sister. You got to work on that underhand roll. Otherwise, you end up with a crease that makes your clothes look funny. You might need to do some double-sided wig tape, but I have faith in you. You know, just because you got long titties doesn't mean you need to look bad. I'm just saying. When I was about to turn 50, I was like, I don't know, you start aging, and you start having the weird middle-age crisis thing going on, and that's what I had going on. One of my young, sweet potato little girlfriends didn't get it. She was like, oh, Tanya, don't worry, you'll be sexy until you're 60. Sexy until I'm 60? Bitch, I don't want to be sexy right now. Don't you understand? I love being alone. I'm so happy alone. I am 51 and divorced. I have 0 cats. You know how rare that is? You know how rare that is? I'm so happy alone. I redecorated my bedroom with neon lights that I stole from the gas station. It just slowly flashes. Self. Service. Only. Self. Service. Only. Yeah. No, I don't need no self-service. I sleep with a shotgun, baby, so there's plenty of action in my bed, and it scares people away. No better birth control in the world than a 12-gauge Kalashnikov-style shotgun in your bed. Telling you what. You tell them, just make some space. Well, and there's lots of reasons, too, like why I'm glad I'm single. Like, I mean, thank God for internet porn and the ladies that like to be choked. The message is out. The message is out. There's ladies out there that like to be choked. A lot of them. I'm not one of them. Which means sometimes you're the bitch after the bitch that like to be choked. That's a fun experience. You're in the sack with the guy and he's like, how do you want me? You want 2 hands? You want 1 hand? You want me to use a belt? It's like, I don't want any of it. Thank you very much. And you're going at it. You think you're having a good time. His hand starts creeping up your hand. You're pushing it down. No! I meant no means no. Are you sure? You're sure? You might like it. I know I don't like it. I've done jujitsu for years. Not sexy for me to go into the black at all. Not turn me on. You know, and I don't judge penises too much. I know for a fact if I had a penis, I'd be in jail. Because Every time I look at one, I was like, man, if I woke up tomorrow with one of those. Well, the first day, I mean, I have those full-length mirrors. It would just be naked, jumping up and down, laughing. And then once I got over that, it would be running around, helicoptering at fools and pissing on everything that I could. Because that looks like fun. That looks like fun, is pissing on things randomly. I would love to do that. I'd like to piss on everything. It's a little bit harder to do as a female, but it is possible. You gotta pull with it. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But let's end with some real material. Let's end with some real material because you guys have been sweet and gracious. So, I don't roll around with a penis, so I don't understand. So you gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, gentlemen, you're having an opportunity now to educate. I was at Walmart doing some shopping, and I was at the self-checkout, and I saw this gentleman in line in front of me, bicycle helmet bound on the back of his head, had the Lance Armstrong like he thought he was going to win a fucking race shirt on, and the clickety-clackety-kicking shoes. Protein bar, vitamin water, banana. Oh yeah, healthy, healthy. Advertising healthy. This is not what I judged a bitch about. Standing like this. And these are biking shorts. Lycra biking shorts. And no underpants. Light sweat and lycra. His dick was essentially out. His dick, that's just like dick. Like dick. Dick. Okay, not a huge dick. We've all seen that guy out in public with the trouser chant or you feel like tiptoeing up and going, have you been shoplifting at Hickory Farms? No, not that guy. Not that guy. Solidly average dick, but nonetheless just thick. And, I just have to ask y'all. Is there any way in hell you would go out in public dressed like that and not realize your dick was essentially out?
No, we have a nice problem that I know.
A pest problem?
A biker problem.
A biker problem, okay.
Bicycle problem.
Bicycle is problem. Well, y'all said no, so then I don't feel so bad about what I did next. I tiptoed up to him and went, hi, sweetheart. My name's Tanya. May I have your first name? He looked confused and upset. This was in the burbs in Boise. He probably thought I was going to try to get him to join an MLM or a church. Same difference. But he wouldn't give me his name, and I was like, well, I'm just very old-fashioned. And I figured, since I already knew you weren't circumcised, I should at least know your first name. My name is Tony Cook, and my business is Open Outside. I'm a really good man, friend.
To a lot of you, so be aware. Next month, the fourth Friday of April, she's going to be on the Bad Parents Comedy Show.